67 nuclear tests on the Bikini Atoll. The destruction was obvious, or so we thought. It was only seen by a girl who really liked raindrops. Her name was Katsuko Saruhashi. As a young girl, she watched raindrops slide down her window in primary school, knowing that she wanted to study just how all this came to be. Allow me to tell you about the woman that paved the way for others in her field to discover, save, and preserve what we call home and our futures. My name is Arriana Acevedo, and who was Katsuko Saruhashi, and how she saved us a lot of trouble from our own hubris. Born in Tokyo in 1920, she was a introverted, very meek child, often mocked because her name meant strong-minded and victorious. And when she was in primary school, as she watched raindrops fall, she decided that she will devote herself to the sciences. Graduating from Toho University during World War II, this caused a limit in equipment and sexism in work to constantly test her. It is a wonder she kept such high hopes. According to Saruhashi, at age 73 in 1993, she said, "There are a lot of reasons why women don't go into sciences. The lack of equal opportunity is one. There's also the attitude of society, of parents and teachers, and there's little recognition of the contribution of women scientists." Despite that, she decided that she wanted to go on with her dream, and even decided that she would do something about it. According to Saruhashi, she said, and I quote, "At the time, women sciences graduates generally became secondary school teachers. I wanted to do research. I just met the right scientist to help me get started." Both quotes were from Washington, 1993, paragraph 99. This scientist she spoke of was her mentor, Yasuo Miyake. He did not care for her gender, but cared for her drive in science and gladly gave her the facilities needed in order to do what she wanted. So, Saruhashi finally had the resources to make a difference, and what a difference she made. Starting off by testing the CO2 levels in the seawater around them, a rather ignored topic since no one really knew the CO2 effects on the environment. She worked on the study herself, developing methods of CO2 by level, making a chart called the Saruhashi table. This was further known after the Bikini Atoll was bombed and 3 Japanese fishermen were downwind of it. One of the Japanese fishermen died of radiation poisoning. With that in mind, Saruhashi and her team decided to continue on their research of CO2, but this time to prove the effects nuclear testing had on the oceans around us. With this incident, Saruhashi decided with the mentor that she would be able to find nuclear material within the sea using this method. With the idea of Russian and Americans' nuke site causing radioactive material to go further into our atmosphere than we could ever even imagine, she decided to use CO2 to prove her case. But the question was, would anyone even listen? To paraphrase from Trimax of Bold Women, she said that the showing and analyzing CO2 levels and its acidity in water after fallout. However, it was greatly ignored until the topic of greenhouse gases were found, and that's when Saruhashi's research really came into play. Saruhashi years later got her recognition after greenhouse gases and her experiments were shown to show how CO2 levels have gone up since these testings and how it stayed on for decades. Because of her amazing research, they created the ban treaty, the partial ban treaty. With this, according to WowSTEM in geochemistry, she was able to make a better life for people around her. Thanks to Saruhashi's work, this partial ban treaty kept people from doing nuclear tests in the ocean, in the atmosphere, and even in space. She was recognized for her work and was added to the Japanese Council of Science, as well as taking the Miyake Prize for Geochemistry, a first for women in her field. Using her achievements to inspire other women in her field, she also established the Society of Japanese Women and Bright Future of Women Scientists, and she even made the Saruhashi Prize for any Japanese scientists who were there to make a difference, mostly female. At the ripe age of 87, Saruhashi passed away, leaving her achievements to go on. Thank you for listening.